If you decide to be different from existing firms in the market and produce a new innovative product, then you will think about patenting process. This decision realized in several steps, and it covers such questions like should you innovate or not, and there will be a certain research or development entering costs. Then you should think on how much to produce during the years of patent protection. One more important issue is what to do if patent protection expires. This is a scheme of the process. 3 steps starting from innovative stage, innovation, getting patent, operating as a monopoly, and the end stage, in which there is a transformation into the competitive firm. Because the patent expires. The first stage is innovation. Here, company compares the gains from innovation with research and development or the entering costs. These costs consist of payment for scientists, engineers, research laboratories, or so on. If the discounted present value of profit is greater than the cost of innovation, then there is a good reason to innovate. Let's remember our example of pharmaceutical company. Such firms spend a lot of money on research and development, and once they enter into the market, these development costs recognized as a sunk cost and has no effect on firm's profit. It's risky to produce new product, as payoff from these research and development actions is uncertain. Pharmaceutical companies test their drugs by trying on somebody or something to be sure that they are effective, and their decision to innovate depends on their best estimation of expected profits, and meaning that this second or third years the company already has monopoly power. Look at the third and fourth column. There you will find revenue earned and costs incurred. After the third year, the company stopped receiving the profit. Also, here we assume that the interest rate is 10%. If the company thinks that in the second year they will get profit of $132, then expected value is 50% multiplied by 132 plus 0.5 multiplied by 0, which is $66. We must discount back 1 year using 10% interest, and we'll have $60. And the discounted value of the second year is 60. By using the same way, we calculated the discounted value of the third year's expected value, which is 121 divided by 1.1 in the level of 2, we'll have $100. After getting discounted value of all expected profits, we sum up all and get 160. And this amount is higher than innovation cost, which is 150. And their expected gain from this project is $10. And the second stage is patent protection. In this stage, company starts to cover all costs they spend, and patent protection makes it easier to do. In this stage, company produces output at which marginal revenue equals to marginal cost, and the price is set based on the firm's market's valuation of this output. And we know from our previous topics that price and output decisions do not depend on the cost of research and development, because there are sunk costs which have no influence on marginal cost of product. And the monopoly's profit, as we know, is revenue minus total cost. Total cost is a variable cost and fixed operating cost. We add these profits over the time period when patent is valid. We do so using the tool of discounted present value. This calculation takes into account that money earned in the future is less valuable than money today when interest rate is positive. And the possible factors that increase the discounted value of profits are low marginal cost, highly inelastic demand, more years of patent protection, and low rate of interest. And the final stage is when the patent expires and other firms start to produce the type of product. After that, the monopolist becomes a competitive firm, which can not gather the same profit from innovation as before. For instance, if it's a pharmaceutical industry, then others will copy the existing drugs. In this case, pricing is also different, and it is decreased until it equals marginal cost. And the profit level also lowered or even drops to zero. In some cases, there could be the possibilities of original producer to get not big but normal profit, which doesn't justify the initial innovation costs. Because of why, we just ignore them. So if to talk about the consequence of patent protection, we can point out providing incentives for innovation. It could be creating monopoly power and getting the distortion at the end. Then government cares about the issues like encouraging innovation and avoiding the monopoly distortion at the same time. It promises patent protection in order to support the innovation. And after the first stage, when the new product is introduced in the market, government changes its plan. It stops the patent protection, and the reason is that it wants to remove the market distortions. And the current law of Republic of Kazakhstan, as in other countries, patent protection for most products lasts for 20 years. And the protection is actual one only in the countries where the firm received the patent. And each country has its own features of patent protection in, for example, time horizon or the level of protectiveness. For example, China also have the patents which are protected in low level. Okay, let's sum up. Patents gives innovators protection from competition, and then it leads monopolies to get a large return from innovation. Also, it has a negative side like market distortion because monopolies act on their own interests rather than society's. They set high prices and produce less output. Because of that, government intervenes into the process, but does it very carefully, as it could damage the incentives of firms for further innovations.